Hello students, this is my second video on bridge course on basic of programming. As you can see that already have uploaded the first video related to the same content, but the topic was uh, identifiers. So I hope that you have already watched that video and you have come up to this video. So if you have not, please go and watch that video and then you start with this video as it is going to be interconnected. So let us start. This is me, Assistant Professor Samira Ibrahim from SIS Nehru College of Arts, Science and Commerce. And in this video, I am going to give you clear explanation about data types. So let us start. Data types. So what exactly the data types are? So data type, there can be a user-defined data type, there can be a built-in data type. So here I'm giving you a clear idea on built-in data types only. So a data type is a set of values and a set of operation on those values. So what is data type? A data type is a set of values and a set of operation on those values. This is the clear definition of data type. So a data types, it always tells the variable what kind of data you have to store inside you. So this is the role usually data type do. The use of data type is that only. It tells the variable what kind of data has to get stored inside you. It's being told by the data type itself. So whenever we use a data type, we use a data type along with the variable only. So a data type is a set of values. Yes, because it tells the variable what kind of value has to be stored inside it. So it's a set of value and set of operation on those values. So what kind of operation you are going to do on that value, that is also a data type. That means at the end, what kind of an output it's going to be recreated by that variable or by that values, that is a data type. So what all data types are there? The first one is char. Second one is string, int, double, and boolean. Char means a single character. It can be any character and it always in a single inverted comma. Okay, it's a literal single inverted comma. Characters. Okay, so it cannot be a collection of characters. It is only a single character. Char. Its size is only one. Why it is being basically used? It's basically only being used for the comparison purpose. Next one is what? String. String is what? It's a sequence of characters. That means if I'm going to tell Samira, that is, it contains collection of characters, sequence of characters. So it's a string. If I'm going to tell only S is a char. And if I'm going to tell Samira, it's a collection of character. That is, it's a string. What is an operation being performed on the string? That is concatenation. Next data type is int. What is int? Integers. Integers, whenever the integer word comes, we always have to remember number line. Number line we have studied in our lower standard. So number line, it includes 0, 1, positive 1, negative 1. So does an integer only include positive number? No, it can include negative number also, but it should never include decimal point. So integers only int, that is the positive number, negative number, and 0. What kind of operation can be performed on the integers? As it's a number, the operation that can be performed, that is add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Next comes double. What is double? It's a floating point number which includes decimal point. And it's also a number, but it includes a decimal point. And what does it include? Add. What kind of operation is being performed on it? Add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Next data type is Boolean. And Boolean, if we have to remember Boolean, we always have to remember the truth table that we have studied in math or physics. That is truth table, TTFF, that is truth table. So Boolean perform in that way only. And what kind of output it generates? It always generates the output, or it always stores the value true or false. And what kind of operation can be performed? And or and not. This is just a brief description about the data type. So we are going to study further about this data type and how it's getting performed. So let us start with a data type called as string. So the string, as I told you, string collection of characters. And what kind of operation perform on this string? Concatenation. So your values and sequence of characters. So typical literals, hello, one. So one and your space is there. Okay, so that's why it become a string. Operation, as I told you, operation perform concatenation. But if I want to perform concatenation, what kind of operator I'm going to use? Now, what is an operator? Operator, plus, minus, divide, multiply, mod, these all are operator. And or there are multiple operators are there. Okay, so these all are operators. So when I'm performing concatenation, which kind of operator I'm going to use? I'm going to use plus. So how it is being used? So let us check out an example. Hi, this is a string. Bob, this is a string. And here I'm using the operator called as plus. So when I'm doing hi plus Bob, it's going to get concatenated. Now what is concatenated? Hi is a different word. Bob is a different word. So when I'm going to concatenate it, when I'm going to use plus in between them, so what will happen there? When I'm going to use plus in between them, I am going to get the output hi Bob, and this will be whole one word, one string. Like for example, I'm talking about Sam. It's a string. That's why I'm putting in inverted comma, and here I'm using plus operator, and here I am using the other word era, E-E-R-A, era. So when I'm going to run this, and I will get the output what? Samira, with whole as one word. Why? Because here I have used plus operator, and it's going to concatenate my operation. Okay. Next, the next one is what? 1, 2, 1. So this whole are a different string. To remember, it's not going to add up. Why? Because 1 is in inverted comma. So when 1 has come up in the inside inverted comma, automatically it becomes string. It won't be considered as number. So whatever you put in inverted comma, it will be considered as it is. Whether it's a number, it's a special character, it will be considered as it is. So you should never get confused कि 1, 2, 1 और बीच में plus है तो it's going to generate the output as 4. No, it's not going to generate the output as 4. It's going to concatenate it, and it's going to generate as 1, 2, 1, a whole word. That is a string that is going to join 1 to 1 and is going to generate the string. Fine. So similarly, here also it's going to work in a similar way. If you can see here, plus is in inverted comma. So what it's going to do? It's going to consider plus as it is. As I told you, whatever is being put in inverted comma, it is going to get considered as it is. Compiler is not going to think about it. Okay, iska koi special meaning hai kya? No, it is going to think okay, it's in inverted comma, and I have put the plus is in inverted comma, so it's not going to think whether it has a special meaning. It's going to consider that word as it is, and it's going to get pasted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it's in inverted comma, so it will be considered as string. Then here plus is there, again plus is there, plus is there. So this is one string. Okay. Then plus is there, then this is one string, then plus is there, and this is one string. So what does it become? It's here in between the operator, that is plus operator is being used, and when we're going to join it, it's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4 from this string. Plus will be pasted, copied as it is here, because it is inside the literal there. It's inside inverted comma. And the next one, 99, was in inverted comma. It's going to get pasted as it is, and it will be considered as a single word, single string. Clear? So this is how the string operation works, and what kind of operation string data type perform? Concatenation, using which operator? Plus operator. Fine. So let us check the next data type. So my next data type is int. So this is very easy. Int, as I told you, int store which value? Numbers. Int stores number. It can be a positive number, it can be a negative number, but it doesn't include decimal point. So what operator is going to use? As I told you in the starting slide, that the operation it perform: add, subtract, multiply, divide, and remainder. So remainder. So add Which operator for the add? Plus, subtract, minus, multiply, that is multiply sign, divide sign, and percent is the modulus sign. Okay, for the finding remainder. Now here, as I told you, see, compiler is so smart. When I am going to put plus in between string, see here I am putting and plus, here I am putting 2. Okay, suppose here AB, here I put 1. Here 1 in inverted comma plus 2 inverted comma. So what is going to give me the output? 1, 2, because it's concatenating. Concatenating means it's joining the two strings. But when there is a number 1 plus 2, so see here 1 and 2, it's not in inverted comma, it's not a string, it's a number. So it's going to add those number and it's going to give the output as 3. So plus will be performed as it is, how it's getting performed when we are performing the addition. Because why it's getting performed? Because here at both the sides, the operands which is there, that is a number. It's not a string. So it's going to perform as a plus only. So it's going to add up the number. Fine. So let us check the example here in details. So here the first example, that is there 5 plus 3. Obviously add, it's performing add is going to give me 8, then subtraction is going to be 2, multiply 15. But here if I am going to check 5 divided by 3, as I know 5 is getting divided by 3 here. So I'm going to apply. So multiple times students give the answer as 1.2, 1.3 like that. But no, as here we are talking only about integer. 5 is an integer. 3 is an integer. So here, how I'm going to write 3 ones are 3. And then it's going to give me down 2. So here more number is there to divide. No, there is no other number. So here is not going to take a point and not going to put 0. No, it's not going to do that. Why? Because 5 and 3 are integers. Integer doesn't entertain any decimal point. So the answer will be 1. Can you see? So it drops fractional part. So when it's going to add, it's going to get added 3.618. So as I add 30, whatever the answer will be there. But 1.66 will be the answer. But when you are talking about integers, integers only going to read the integral part. It's not going to read the fractional part. The fractional part will get dropped and only one will get read. Okay, it's going to add up. It's going to give the output 1.666, but when it's going to get read up, it's going to get read only the integer part. Why? Because 5 and 3 are integer and it's going to give the output in integer format only. Next, 5 mod of 3. So here again the same thing, 5 mod of 3. So let us check 5 mod. This is called as modulus. It's not going to call as person, it's going to call as modulus. So 5. So here I'm taking 5. The 5 is getting divided by 3. So again 3 ones are 3. And then what is the remainder? 2. So here now it's not going to get divided further. Why? Here no number is there. No number is there, so you're not going to take a decimal point. So what will be the output here? The output will be 2. Okay. So the remainder, percent modulus, check the remainder. Now here 1 divided by 2. So this is the logical thing that you all have to remember. 1 divided by 0. So here my divisor is 0. It's going to give me error, runtime error. Why? Because a number never get divided by 0. Any number never get divided by 0. 0 can get divided by any number. Down any number can be there, but down 0 cannot be there. So 0 cannot be divided by any number and it's going to give you the runtime error. Fine. So this was about integer. Next, so let us check next slide. Then comes Boolean. As I told you, whenever we are talking about Boolean, Boolean only stores the value true or false. And whenever Booleans come, we all have to remember the truth table. So how it's getting function. Let us check. So value it gets stored, it's true and false. It has a literal true and false only. What kind of operation it performs? And, or, and not. And, or, and not it get performed, but what kind of operator it used for performing and, or, and not operation? It uses what? Ampersand for and, double ampersand, then that is two pipeline, that is for or, and then here it is not. So let us check how the truth table is been getting performed. Suppose we have to check only this much, right? So let us check how it's getting performed here. So here, if you can see this table, it's performing what? Not operation. It's performing not operation using which operator? Not. That is exclamation mark. So it's performing not operation. So here I'm going to give to my A true. So when I'm going to give my A true, and here on the A I'm performing not operation, it's going to give me false. True ka ulta false. The negative of true is false. Again, A I'm giving false and I'm performing not operation on A, it's going to give me true. Okay, this is how it's performed. Next, let us check about AND, performing AND operation. So how, which table I have to consider? I have to consider this much. Okay, so this much I'm going to consider for AND. So here AB. So as I told you, अगर आपको याद नहीं आ रहा है, so I can remind you by this. False की जगह पे we used to write FF, FT, TF, TT. I hope that you all remember. Okay, so let us check how it's getting performed. लेकिन वहां हम लोग मैन्युअली करते थे. Here we are using operator for performing the operation, and the operator that we are using for performing AND operation is this. By writing AND, we are not performing operation by using this operator. Jैसे if I want to do add, I have to use plus sign, right? If I have to do subtract, I have to use minus operator. Similarly, if I want to perform AND operation, I have to use ampersand operator. So A and B. So here false and false. What is the rule of truth table? The rule of truth table is if in AND operation. What is the rule of truth table in AND operation? If any of the values are false, it's going to give me false. See, any of. So pehli value false, it's going to give me false. Any of the value of false, this value is false, it's going to give me false. So first is true, but second one is false. So it's going to give me false. First one is true, second one is true. So both are true, it's going to give me true. Similarly, if I'm putting on for OR operation. So when I'm focusing on OR, so what I have to consider here, this is my input and this will be my output. And when I am using OR operation, performing OR operation, which operator I have to use? This. Two pipe sign are there. On the keyboard, if you can check out, there is a pipe sign. This way pipe sign are there on the keyboard that we have to use for performing OR operation. So what does OR tell? OR tells if any of the value, if any of the variables are having true, then I am true. Otherwise, I am false. Any. So first I have checked this is false. Second one is also false. So I am going to get false. First one is false. Second one is true. So and or B will return me true. As I told you, or tells any of the value. So here the first value is only true. So it's going to give you true only. Not have to check the second value. So don't have to check the second value and then directly you can get the output that it will be true because the first value is only true. So here also the first one is true, second one is true and is going to give true. So this is the rule of AND, OR and NOT operation. NOT gives the opposite of whatever the value is there, and tells you if any of the variable include false, I will be false. What does or tells any of the variable include true, I will be true. Fine. So this was all about Boolean operation. So Boolean data type include which? Literals, true and false. So here we have studied about three data types, that is string, int and Boolean. String, which contains collection of characters and it uses operator that is plus for performing concatenation operation. Int do the operation as add, subtract, multiply and divide, and it includes the operator plus sign, minus sign, divide sign and percent sign, which is called as modulus. Boolean includes only two values, that is true and false, and it performs the operation and, or and not. and के लिए which operator is being used? To ampersand or to pipe, not exclamation. Here I'm talking exclamation for the sign, but here when reading it out, we are going to read it out as not. Okay, so this was all about this video, and I hope that you all have understood what exactly the data types is. So data types, it's works on the values. It tells the variable what kind of values has to be stored and what kind of output has to be returned after performing the operation on that values. So this is all about the data types, and we have studied only about built-in data type, that is char, string, a boolean, int, and double. These all are built-in data types. So this is all about the video. I hope that you have liked it and I have understood the video. I am going to include quiz on this video also. So you all have to attempt the quiz and let us understand, let us check out how much you all have understood the concept. Thank you.